Hello, it's me, your favorite. Okay, so I want to make another one of these more candid-like videos to discuss a few of my thoughts a bit more informally than I usually do. I know I made one of these a while ago, but yeah, so the reason I'm making this is because, well, first, I wanted to make something like this again, where I'm more talking to you. Second is I'm taking a break, a hiatus, you could say, from like making these the videos that you see on a regular basis every 2 weeks. I'm taking the 2 weeks I would have spent on a video and instead putting that towards figuring out what I want to make next. This is something I've been wanting to do because I feel like the fidelity of my videos is not where I want them to be. I guess the quality of them is okay. The quality is okay. I don't think it's ever going to be where I'd like it to be honest with you. Even if I took a fucking year on one video, it's 5 minutes. But I think the topics were more so things that I want to talk about, things that are more important to me. And I want to take some time to figure out what those things were. And also kind of how I want to move forward with what I want to talk about on how I want to utilize the social media platform. The platform is an extension of the word. It fucking doesn't matter. That's why I'm doing this. But yeah, I want to talk about some things that were important or are important to me, that are on top of mind, that I think are unfair to... It's unfair to put on a person within my life because I feel like it's unfair to hold them captive for 15 to 20 minutes to hear me bitch and whine about something that doesn't really matter. I'd rather do that to you, just put it online and just have someone take on this, rather than someone in my life that's really going to affect my fucking Jesus, man. Someone in my life, that's what I'm trying to say. First thing, this is not one of the important things, but this is something that's on the top of mind today. So I went to Walgreens, the vaccine store today. I was trying to think of a time in the last 6 years where I have gone to get a vaccine and have waited under 30 minutes. Under 30 minutes to get a vaccine, and I cannot think of one time in the last 6 years, freshman year of college, probably even before that to up until now, I really cannot think of one time. And the thing about that is, every time I sign up to go, it's I know what I'm signing up for. I'm going to sit there for at least 30 minutes. Most times it's an hour. I don't know why I keep doing this. They have to figure out a more efficient system for vaccines, because honestly, say what you want about anti-vaxxing, but if I could save an hour of time not sitting there, I think it's borderline not worth getting the vaccines, because I have to sit there for an hour. So it's if they could bring down the time per vaccine, if you could just get one of those vials that you shoot into your leg, the things that the Ozempic people take. If you could just get 2 of those, one for each leg, and just stab yourself with that, that'd be such a more efficient solution than waiting for 30 minutes for some guy to pinch your arm for 30 seconds. It's I'm sitting there for 50 minutes staring at fucking Jesus. I was waiting there for 50 minutes staring at gel toe separators, wondering how that would feel. Then I realized next to that they have toe wraps, which is like the philosophical opposite of the gel toe separators, because one implies that you want your toes to be further away from each other, and the other one implies you want them to be closer. And so see what I'm saying? The words right now, the words that I'm saying don't matter. These these gel toe separators and toe wraps. This doesn't matter, but this is important because I have, like, if I'm going to be there waiting for 30 minutes at least, I'm going to be thinking about the gel toe separators because I have nothing else to do. Like, I could go on my phone or whatever, but what am I going to do on there, right? So, yeah, they really got to cut down the time per vaccine. Like, it's really, for people that are living practical lives where their time is worth something, they really gotta figure that out. Let me get this water right quick. Don't mind if I do. All right, so off the horse of gel toe separators. Yeah, what I really want to talk about, I want to talk about entertainment on the internet. A lot of entertainment, the point I want to get at is a lot of entertainment on the internet is not necessarily good, but just hits a certain niche very hard and is more interesting than anything else. So that's why it's successful. Like, there's not a lot of thought put into it. Like, there are a lot of things that are good, but people will just want things that are different. So take, like, I guess an easy example is Alex Earl. I know I bag on her a lot. Alex Earl, or like Bevo, if you know Bevo, like the guy that swallows food. They have like a very similar skill set in what they do is essentially just like stimulating an audience. Like, they don't have like inherent qualities that make them good. Like, they don't have like a craft where it's like an incredibly unique piece of media. So I think like the draw for them is not necessarily around what they're making. It's more around like obsession of their character instead of the craft, which I don't really agree with on a philosophical level. Like, I understand that social media having any kind of presence on social media is like very much based in people liking you. Like, even my videos are like primarily making an attempt at comedy. My videos aren't great. They're fine. I try to put like a certain amount of craft into them in terms of the writing, the editing. I try to make the points well thought out, make it concise. I try to make the editing entertaining. But I certainly don't think that people like Bevo or Alex Earl are really people that should be held to this, like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I do know what I'm trying to say, but it's like, why do these people have a platform? Like, it's kind of ridiculous to me. Like, there's no inherent qualities, or like the inherent qualities of why they're popular are not good, I guess. Like, Alex Earl popular because relatable and hot. I mean, that's okay, but Bevo popular because swallow food whole, I think that's it. I couldn't really tell you. What else? Yeah, I don't really know. Like, just take what you can from that. I guess being on the internet and like making things is not really about like having a craft or having a skill. It's more about just like connecting with an audience. If you're good at that, like you can have some kind of career. I guess it's frustrating to me because it's not that I guess I do. I feel somewhat entitled to like an amount of success because of the work that I put into the videos. Like, I don't know, it's kind of foolish at this point in my life because like I really should be focusing on things that are more important, like finding a wife or spending time with my family. But instead I spend most of my nights, actually all of my nights, making videos or like spending significant time after work on videos that I just want people to connect with and I just want people to like enjoy. It's just like frustrating to me that like these people put in, I guess like the thought they put in is just like not up to some standard that I have in my head. Something, they don't put in enough effort and I feel like I do, so I feel entitled to it. It's something like that. I don't really care to organize the thought because I'm going to be sitting here fucking rambling for an hour and a half if I do. Where's it going? Yeah. I don't really know. I know that I really enjoy making these videos. And I really enjoy when people enjoy the videos. I like entertaining people. I like to make them laugh. As corny as that sounds. That felt really stupid saying aloud, but I don't really know if it's worth the time I'm putting in at this point. Like, it seems like a lot of the skills I've gotten good at in my life, I've spent like a ridiculous amount of time pushing toward and like making sacrifices. I know when I say sacrifices, like not showing up to someone's funeral because I'm fucking writing code or some shit so I can get a job, but like, I guess like missing out on experiences with my friends and family, whatnot. I guess to give you like a real example, I guess like first I'll explain what I mean and then I'll give you a real example. So I'm spending this time after work making these videos. I enjoy making them. I enjoy the outcome. But it's like I hear about people in my life just doing things like I wish that I would just have the variety in my life to just go out and do and just like have. I wish I could break from my like this grip I have on myself where I'm like I have to do this every night or else like this is never going to be anything. Which I don't think the goal of this is to really do entertainment full time at this point, to be honest. Like I think it's kind of an impractical way to live, but yeah, I guess sacrificing life experience for making things like this, I guess like that kind of goes back to why I'm frustrated. Because I've had like a taste of the success when I was on TikTok, like the platform. Obviously fucking TikTok, I'm a fucking idiot, man. I got a taste of it and I just like fell off so hard on that, but I guess I'm just like, I'm sacrificing all these like life experiences now that I'm like older and I have the means to like go out and do things. But I'm choosing to make these videos, spend like a shit ton of time with little success as of, I don't know, whenever. Shit. As of whenever. So that's my main gripe. I guess and I don't think this is really something I'm going to change about my life. Like, I think I would like more variety in my life in terms of my experiences, but like, my goals are incredibly important, and doing the things I want to do or want to achieve are incredibly important to me. I am incredibly self-critical about those kind of things, and like, if I break from my regular schedule, it's like I'm giving up on myself. But I know that if I keep going, that I can make something of this. Even if, like, I'm sure it's not going to take a year. It's not going to take 2 years. It's not going to take 3 years. Like, it's probably not going to take 5 years. It's going to take longer than that. But yeah, I feel like that's kind of how I've always been. I don't really think that's a great trait to have. I guess like it's an admirable trait, as in like people see the shit you do and like the work you put in, but to you it's like it's not great. Like, how do I explain this? I guess like I'm not trying to toot my horn or whatever, but coming out of college, I feel like I'm doing pretty well. And that was because a lot of my friends can tell you I did not. I definitely prioritized my career / school over my friends a lot of the times. And although it created a better outcome for me in the long term, in that like I found like a good job when I'm doing pretty well, but I missed out on like so many good times I could have had with my friends, or like just like life experiences in general. And it's like people only see like the good that comes out of it. It's like, oh, you have this good job now and stuff, and it's like, yeah, it's like good, and I am very grateful for it. But at the same time, it's like you're trading life experience for success, and like I just don't really know if that's worth it to me. But the thing is, I don't know if I can or want to change out of the fear of never accomplishing what I want to accomplish. So, yeah. I don't really know what the answer is. Like, I guess like to get out and do more stuff on weekends where I'm not working and I like have time. Where I would both have time to make video stuff as well as do something social, I guess. I want you to see my nice thick body. But yeah, I guess like weekdays are kind of out of the question because I work from like start at like 7:40-ish, work until like 5, eat dinner, short nap. It's like 6:30 at that point. Do video stuff for 2 hours, so say like 8:30, 8:39. And at that point, it's like I have 30 minutes before I get ready for bed. And like, what can you really do in that time? It's like even if I was like hanging out, if someone like lived with me, it's like we could watch one episode of something, but like that's not practical for my everyday life at this point. Like my friends don't live in this area. I know this is sounding depressing. It's not depressing. It's like it's just what life is, man. Like it sounds bad, like I am complaining, but life is good, honestly. Like I guess like I've kind of accepted my choices to some extent, but I guess I'm having second thoughts about them. I guess that means I haven't accepted them, but yeah. Let's see, I have some notes here. Blah, blah, blah. That's why I'm frustrated. Something, that's why I'm frustrated about lack of success, which I should have just expected. I expect it to take a long time, but you want results immediately, which is just not how life is. Yeah, kind of in the same vein. Say you have like some skill, whatever. I feel like I'm always behind. This is mainly just like an ego thing. I guess this applies to what I was talking about with like my social media career. I feel like you're always behind where you think you are. Like I thought I was at a certain point when I was making TikTok videos and they're getting like millions of views, which like TikTok is like it's such a different platform than like YouTube or like even Instagram, where it's a lot more committal with whoever's making the creations. I'm like, I can just switch over to YouTube and like everything will translate, or at least 80% of it will translate, and like I'll be able to get like 1,000 subscribers, then 10,000, then I didn't think I was going to hit 100,000 like under the time, but like I thought I was going to hit at least 1,000. I don't know, like this is just me like having an ego and being like a fucking pussy. Yeah, I don't know. You're always behind where you think you are, whether that be for any skill, that is. That could be like doing math, social media, sports betting. Your knowledge is behind. You're not on the level you always think you are. I think that's a better generalization. But yeah, I do think my notes are telling me that you will pass someone. You will pass someone eventually if they stop putting in the effort or if you're more consistent than them. And that's the one thing I'm very glad I've stuck to. I know that I've done a little bit of bitching about like sacrificing life experiences, but I'm glad in the sense that I have stuck to certain things and I have achieved certain things, and I've definitely passed a lot of people that were a lot of peers, you could say. Like, I guess this isn't like a personal attack on them, or it's not really even that deep. When I was in high school, I was in some physics class, and it was pretty high level. It was AP Physics C. It's like the calculus physics one. Like magnetism and like I don't fucking remember the names. There were like 30 kids in that class, and it was like among like the 30, I went to a pretty big school, so there were like 600 kids in my class in high school. And it was like 30 of the people that were like best at like very good at like STEM stuff, like math, physics, like that sort of realm. I wouldn't say that I keep in contact with everyone. That's very much not true. But I think there are very few people that have had where I can this sounds douchey to say, but it's there are only a few people I know that had a better career outcome. And I think it's not because I'm smarter than them. Everyone in that class was I remember sitting in there thinking I'm a fucking idiot. I never performed well in class or on tests and stuff. I would make it through because I would always put in the effort on homework. I don't know why I'm telling you this. A lot of smart people, but it's more of a mental thing where you just you just have to keep pushing and keep pushing at the right things. And you will get to where you want to go. I guess what I'm trying to say. There are a couple of people that are definitely doing better than I am. I'm not even saying financially, but in terms of where they started in their career. I don't even know if prestige is the right word, but this one girl, she sat in the front of the class. I sat in the middle back. It doesn't matter, but I always thought she was hella annoying and stuff. She always seemed to have a rod up her ass, and I never really talked to her. Well, I did see her getting dropped off at school late one day, and I remember her and her mom yelling back and forth at each other, in the parking lot of the high school, and just walking past, and thinking back to that moment. It's they're probably really fucking hard on that kid, and that's probably why she's successful now. Is they were hard on her then, and now she's seeing the benefits and developed that attitude. You have to keep pushing, or you have to be better or you'll die. So I'm sure she has that attitude. She works for Microsoft now, which is pretty cool. On GitHub Copilot, I think is what I saw on her LinkedIn. There are a lot of times where I just wish I didn't have this attitude. I wish I didn't have opinions or goals in life in general, because it would save me so much strife in my everyday life. It's expressing your opinion to someone is so fucking exhausting. I just want to tell someone something and they just yeah, that's interesting. It's I don't want to have to go back and forth with them all the time. If you're to take something from this, figure out what's important to you in life and stick to it. If that happens to be a particular passion or skill, whatever that may be, making videos, writing code, math, selling cars, selling crack, whatever you want to do. Spending time with your family. Just figure out how important those things are to you and execute on them. And if you are a person if you're a person that's more driven by if you're someone that's career driven, I guess you could say, or passion driven, whatever project it is, you have to reach for greatness. You can't go halfway. You have to reach for greatness sometimes, even if it fucks you in the long term. And I don't claim to be, I'm definitely not at that point. With my corporate career, definitely I'm not. I'm definitely not there in my creative career. But from what I've heard, if you continue toward your goal, you will get somewhat close. Hopefully, at some point. So yeah, it might fuck you in the long term, but I think trying and failing or trying and coming up short is better than never trying, because you'll never find out. You'll never find out if you could have done it. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good note to end on. So goodbye.